Perfect, thank you very much for joining me. Yes, this is MLS Ireland Does Predictions, and we are now into the MLS playoffs, this quarterfinals I think it is. Well, God knows what it is, but anyway, stay tuned. Excellent, thank you very much for joining me. Yes, my name is Sean, and if you're new to this, hit that subscribe button. I've only about 2, maybe 3 weeks left properly before the MLS Cup final. This is going to be my predictions for it. I'm not 100% sure what I'll be doing on Twitch. Not really, probably, but if you want to go over to Twitch and follow me on that too, would mean a lot to me, because I'm trying to see by next year. I'm going to try to see the next, like on the Mondays and Tuesdays, kind of do like a reaction or review kind of basically of highlights. So I'm kind of like watch them down in the corner here, and watch them of all use. But I don't know, I'm going to try to see if I can do all that kind of stuff sooner rather than later. So go over there and follow me on that. I have a Patreon, but God knows if it's down there somewhere. Yep, it is now the MLS Cup predictions. I need to say predictions first, but anyway, there's 6 games coming on this Saturday, Sunday, and then games on Tuesday. So there's like, never mind. So yeah, might as well shall I crack on. First game is Philadelphia against NYRB. It's going to be a pretty good one. I think these two are quite even in the last couple of games that they played against each other, which I believe. In the last 4 at home, Philadelphia actually won pretty comfortably and actually didn't concede, which is not too bad. NYRB drew against Nashville 1-1. That was away from home, and then got beat by DC United away from home. So their away record coming into this probably isn't the greatest, but in the form in the last 8, NYRB is actually probably the highest overall. So that's not too bad considering. New England was 17th as well. Philadelphia was actually 15th. So coming into this one, the standings, Philadelphia probably dropped lower than I suspected. I know they let go of a very good player, but this stuff happens. Philadelphia at home has probably the second best record, whereas Red Bull have probably kind of mid-table in considering. So coming into this one's actually probably going to be an interesting one. Philadelphia, I do think should probably win this one. But again, this is the playoffs. God knows really what's going to happen. It's very hard to predict, because this could be a game where you would see NYRB basically annihilate Philadelphia, even though Philadelphia hasn't conceded the goal at home in the last 4 as far as I can see. So anything can happen in MLS. That's why we love it. So yeah, New York Red Bull against Philadelphia. The last time they played was a 1-1. The last time Philadelphia played New York Red Bulls at home was quite a distance ago. Prior to that, one at the start of the season, Philadelphia won 1-0. The next game after that they were playing, it was a 1-1 in the 9th of June, and then New York Red Bull again a 1-1. So the two teams are kind of similar. So I'm going to go for I'll go for a 2-0 win to Philadelphia. They are the better team coming into this one. They haven't conceded a goal at home in quite a while. So yeah, I'm going to go for like a 2-0 win in that one. The next one is Sporting Kansas City against Vancouver. Vancouver, congratulations to them actually getting this far, which is, I'm not going to say it's not disrespectful, because they were kind of in a hard group. In the last 4, they've only won the 1 away from home. Their away record isn't all that great. They've only won the 2 games away from home. So when you come into the playoffs, that is pretty bleak. But granted, they only lost 5 away from homes. Whereas Sporting Kansas City have only actually won the 9 at home, which isn't great either. Lost 3. In their last 2 games, they got beat by Real Salt Lake at home, and that was a good game, clinching last minute second goal for Real Salt Lake to basically kick LA Galaxy out, who Sporting Kansas City beat 2-0 the week prior to that. But Vancouver drew with LAFC 1-1, Sporting and Earthquakes. Sorry. But all in all, they're not too bad of a team. Let's see if I can see any more. A couple of stats. That's points per game. Goals conceded. Vancouver has actually conceded 28 goals away from home and scored 20, whereas Sporting Kansas City has conceded 17 at home and scored 32. Their average goals and average goals conceded are kind of one. It's not too bad. It is going to be an interesting game. I'll go for a 2-1 to Sporting Kansas City. I know I'm probably looking this way. I'm looking at the wrong direction, but I haven't really put down the predictions at the moment because I'm trying to make it a bit of a spur at the moment because these are very hard to kind of predict. But no, I'll go for like a 2-1 win to Sporting Kansas City. They're just a better team to have probably. As I said, Vancouver we've only won 1 or 2 games away from home, which isn't great when you're coming into the playoffs and you need that kind of good record away from home to concede to do well in this. So I do think they'll probably get a good goal because I don't think Sporting Kansas City are solid at the back at the moment. So the next one is New York City against Atlanta. No, I'm joking. New York City at home. They haven't lost a game in the last 4, which isn't too bad. In the last 8, I think that is. We've only lost 2, and that was both away from home against Chicago Fire and Red Bulls, yeah. Whereas Atlanta have only lost 1 game away from home in the last 8, and that was against Montreal, and that was away from home as well. And their record is coming into this is probably a wee bit, let's say, better in the last 8 compared to New York City. New York City and Atlanta kind of just came neck and neck, and New York City kind of got the edge because they scored more goals. I think that game against DC United kind of put them over the top. Well done, DC United. But they're coming up against the Atlanta team who are very good on the road at the moment. Granted, they beat Toronto and beat Cincinnati away from home, which isn't all that great in all things considering. The last proper away win, you could probably say Toronto, probably not. The whole way to August against DC United, maybe no. Columbus Crew 3-2, not really. Have they really beat anybody away from home? They're, to be fair, at the very start of the season, they've to come to August, they've only won 2 games, and then after August, they've only lost 3 games. So that's a very good turnaround. Whereas New York City are very sporadic. But after beating DC United 6-0, and drawing against Atlanta 1-0, the last time on the 20th of August. Where's the last time New York City played Atlanta at home? That was a 1-0 win back in June when basically Atlanta was having a horrible time. Do you know what, this one is actually going to be a trickier one. Atlanta could actually probably surprise them. Could I? I'm going to say this one's going to go to penalties. I'm going to go for like a 1-1, but I think New York City may not get in the penalties. I don't think Atlanta have many penalty takers, whereas probably New York City probably seem more confident at home against Atlanta. So I'm going to go for New York City to win in penalties in that one. The next one is Portland Timbers against Minnesota United. Portland, 4 games away from at home, and they only got beat by Vancouver 3-2. Their record prior to that was pretty impressive from what I remember, whereas Minnesota have only won the 1 away from home in the last 4. Their record coming in is not too bad. I know Portland kind of went on a very good run there from the 30th of August near the end. Losing 3 on their trot, kind of stupid games, LA Galaxy, Vancouver and Colorado Rapids. Two not too bad teams, but getting beat by Vancouver at home wasn't a great one. But to beat Real Salt Lake and Austin and Real Sporting Kansas Earthquakes in the last 3 games. So they're not doing too bad. I think they probably will win this one. I know it's going to be a wee short prediction. These 2 teams are not too dissimilar. Go away, advertisement. Nobody likes you. Minnesota, probably not great away record, whereas Portland's third best home record. So I think their home team shall win this one. I'm going to go for. I'll go for like a 2-0 win to Portland, just for the fact that they're going to be at home and they've been here before and they know how to get into the finals, and they've been here before basically. They know the crack. Next one is Nashville against Orlando. This one's actually going to be a tricky one. I think Nashville's actually going to give Orlando a good game. Nashville don't really win games; they draw games. Where I do kind of think this one could go into that one is going to be an interesting one. Do I think Nashville could probably win this game in penalties? This game could. Okay, I'm just going to get this out of the way. It's going to go be like a 1-1 coming into this one. I know, shocker, Nashville 1-1. But who has the better penalty takers? I know Orlando done very well last season in penalties. At home, I think Nashville probably may nick this one. I'm going to go for Nashville in the penalties. So, Nashville to win that one. And it's going to be a draw, like 1-1. Stupid. And then the last one is Seattle Sounders against Real Salt Lake. As I said, Real Salt Lake beat Sporting Kansas City in the last second, which is pretty impressive, all things considered, because that basically knocked LA Galaxy out of the whole thing. But Real Salt Lake coming into this one... Seattle actually very strange at the moment. They drew against the LA Galaxy. Got beat by Sporting Kansas City. Then beat Vancouver and Colorado Rapids. It isn't going to be a 1. It's going to be a 1. I'll go for a 2-1 win to Seattle. As I said, like Portland, they've been here before. They know how to do this. Real Salt Lake didn't really fill me with much confidence in their last game, even though that they did win. But I just don't see them getting this one over the line. Seattle are a very good team, and I think now they're basically at this stage, they know what to do and are going to do it quite well. And you could probably see them in the final. Not against Toronto, unfortunately. But anyway, those are my predictions. Hope you enjoyed them. Hope you've had fun. Let me know in the comments of what you think these predictions could be. I look forward to hearing from you. Yes. So I'll chat to you Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever the next games are on. So I'll chat to you then. Bye now.